What are you running from? What uncomfortable situations in your life are you running from? And what is waiting for you in your comfort zone? Is it success, fulfillment, and purpose? Or is it shame, complacency, and regret? People who run and hide and live in their comfort zone never live up to their full potential. They never get to live the incredible lives that they want to, or the one that God intended for them to live. And that's because discomfort is where we meet our preparation for success. I remember when I first started taking music seriously, and I would practice for several hours a day. We would practice in these very small rooms called practice rooms, and you could see all the other musicians walking by and looking into your practice room through these little small windows. And one of the obvious things that we were all doing was comparing ourselves to each other, essentially sizing each other up. And we weren't doing it in an overly competitive way, but in a way where we could track our progress and see where we kind of sized up against other people in the spirit of friendly competition. I realized when I would notice someone walking by that I would want to start playing the things that I knew I could play and made me sound good. I essentially wanted to impress them and receive some level of validation in my capabilities. But what would happen is when the time came to actually perform with other musicians, I wasn't able to perform at the standard I expected to, or the standard they probably expected me to. I started to then really pay attention to the top musicians who I thought were the hardest working, the most gifted and talented. And what I noticed is when I would walk by their practice rooms, they always sound like they were making awful mistakes. And that's because they were actually practicing the things that felt most uncomfortable to them. They didn't care about who was passing by their practice room. They merely focused on overcoming the discomfort they felt when practicing something that they didn't know how to do. And this was a hard thing for me to learn and overcome, to be honest, because at the time I was seeking so much validation. I cared so much about what other people thought. It really kept me in a box. But in order for us to truly grow and become successful, we have to learn how to ignore all the noise from the outside world and focus on the everyday growth that we get to go through step by step, day by day. Putting ourselves in these situations can feel embarrassing, and embarrassment is probably one of the most uncomfortable positions that we can put ourselves in. It can impact who wants to work with us, who wants to be our friend, who's willing to be in a relationship with us. But all that has to come secondary to our purpose, to our vision, and to our growth. Being uncomfortable is one of the most amazing things you can possibly feel, and one of the most freeing ways to live life. And shortly, I'll share with you some tricks and tips to begin to make that shift and live life more comfortably in discomfort so that you can have a successful life. Now, in the last few videos I've done, I've been talking about becoming a more self-controlled person, and how being self-controlled is a trait that you absolutely need to become successful and achieve your goals. If you haven't seen those videos yet, I urge you to go check those out as soon as you can. But self-control is so important because when we have control over ourselves, we have the courage to walk into unfamiliar territory and not to care what anyone thinks or says, and put in the work and the effort we need to achieve our dreams. And that's going to feel absolutely uncomfortable at times. It's going to take faith and trust in something bigger than ourselves, something or someone who we care about more than the discomfort we feel when other people are looking at us. I don't know about you guys, but where I'm from, we made a lot of fun of the people who put themselves in these situations. The person who struggled, who went against the grain, the person who dared to put themselves in a vulnerable situation of growth and be embarrassed because of it. And because of that, many of us waited until later in life to really push ourselves and chase after our dreams, if we ever put ourselves in that position at all. Remaining in our comfort zones kept us stagnant, and created a lot of regret for many of us looking backwards. So we need to begin to intentionally seek out discomfort, actively searching for uncomfortable situations and scenarios in our life that will give us the lessons and exposures to the skills that we need to grow. Everyone who is successful, fulfilled, and walking in purpose has gone through a season of discomfort. I would actually argue that the most successful and fulfilled people are always experiencing some level of discomfort. They've just become so used to it, it's become their new norm. They're so comfortable being uncomfortable, they make it look easy. And they get to benefit from that by being in a season of continuous growth. Think about this. Think about the best stand-up comedian, or a bodybuilder you may know, or even a great set of parents. The greatest ones have all become accustomed to a level of discomfort and make it look rather easy because they've been doing it for so long. And that's why they look so good at their craft, or that's why they are so good at being comedians or being a bodybuilder or being excellent parents. But there's no way around it. We absolutely have to go through that uncomfortable season to become the people that we want to be. I really like to think of it biblically sometimes when I think of Moses, David, Daniel, or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They all had to go through some level of high discomfort to grow and become the pillars of inspiration that we look at today. They had to travel through the wilderness, fight giants, literally chill with lions, and be put into a place of fire to become the liberators, the kings, the leaders, and the prosperers that they were within their community. So again, I ask you, what uncomfortable situations are you running from? What growth are you avoiding that will unlock the success you crave for your life? Is it going back to school, starting a business? Is it an uncomfortable conversation? I know addressing this and putting yourself in these uncomfortable situations is a lot easier said than done. So here are a couple tricks to help get you started. First, gradual exposure. I want you to think of something small, unrelated to your goals, that you don't like and is absolutely uncomfortable for you. And I want you to start doing it on a regular basis, like waking up early to read, taking cold showers, early workouts, or maybe even public speaking, things that you naturally just would never do. Then I want you to think of one skill that's definitely outside of your comfort zone, but you absolutely need it to achieve the goal that you want to achieve in life. And I want you to think of a small way that you can begin to expose yourself to that level of discomfort for your goal each and every day. So if you want to be a singer, start singing in front of your friends. If you want to become an athlete, start playing with people who are definitely better than you. If you want to be a motivational speaker, start speaking in front of small groups and crowds. And what this is going to do is it's going to train your mind to become a machine that seeks out uncomfortable scenarios and make them a place where you can thrive. The second trick is to shift your mindset. I want you to reframe discomfort as growth and accept the fact that discomfort is a natural part of life. You're either going to feel the discomfort externally in front of others or internally within yourself. And I promise you, feeling it internally is so much worse and is only going to lead to regret in your life. The third trick is to visualize yourself in uncomfortable situations and everything going better than expected. This is going to help you reset your nervous system and create better responses when you are feeling uncomfortable. And finally, the fourth trick is to use some humor. Don't take it all so serious. Life is supposed to be a joy, and we should enjoy every aspect of it, even when doing things that are uncomfortable. So find a way to make it comical and just have a good laugh and enjoy yourself. Seeking discomfort in life will allow you to gain some self-control and experience a level of fulfillment, success, and growth that you'll be addicted to, especially when applying these tricks. So I challenge you to stop running from discomfort and start seeking it out today. I hope you guys found this helpful. Do me a favor, share your thoughts in the comments. Of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more useful self-development tips. And as always, go take advantage of all the opportunity life gives you to grow and have a victorious day. Peace.